Hey everyone, today's lesson is lesson 5, estimate sums. If you have the right worksheet, if you have the worksheet with the snowboarder on the front. Alright, so for estimating sums, there's two big parts of it. The first part is estimating, of course, which really is what we're going to be rounding. So we're going to be doing a lot of rounding today. And the next part is sums. Sum is the answer for an addition problem, so we're going to be doing addition. So a lot of rounding, and then we're going to be adding the parts that we rounded. So when you do not need an exact number, a word such as about is sometimes used. So this word about is important. You can find an estimate instead. An estimate is a number close to the exact number. So let's get right to example number 1 for rounding and estimating. So the board shop sold 342 snowboards and 637 pairs of boots in the last year. About how many snowboards and pairs of boots did they sell altogether? So we're going to estimate 342 plus 637. So we're going to round and then we're going to add. When estimating, you can round to the nearest 10 or 100. So our first way is we're going to round to the hundreds place. So in the hundreds place for the first number, we have 3 hundreds, and I look to the right to my 4 tens. My 4 tells my 3 to stay the same, and then my tens place and my ones place become zeros. Same thing with 637. I circle my hundreds, I look to the right, I see that I stay at 600. So now I have 300 plus 600, and I just add those up to get 900. Alright, another way we can do this is by our tens place. So we're going to circle our tens place, look to the right. My 2 ones tells me to stay at 4 tens, so I keep my hundreds the same. I round to 40, and my ones becomes a 0. Same thing with the second number. I circle my tens place, look to the right. The 7 tells my 3 to go up to 4 tens, so I have 640 now. Now that I have my 2 rounded answers, I can just go up through that and add them up. So we have 0 ones, 8 tens, and 900. So my answer is 980 when I round them to my tens place. So to the nearest hundreds, the board shop sold about 900 snowboards and pairs of boots. To the nearest 10, the board shop sold about 980 snowboards and pairs of boots. So we have different answers, but that's okay, because you can have more than one good estimate. So both of these numbers are fine estimates, 900 or 980. Just depends which place value you rounded to. All right, let's move to the back. Moving to example number 2. So a board game has $4,140 in play money. About how much money would there be if 2 games were put together? So we have these 2 games, so we're just going to add the same number twice, 4,140 plus 4,140. We're going to round this to my hundreds place. So they did it for the first number, but we're just going to make sure they're correct and round the second number also to my hundreds place. So I circle my hundreds. The 4 tells me to stay the same. So I have the 4,100 is what it rounds to. Now that I have my 2 numbers that are rounded, I just go through. I start with my ones, is 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0 for my tens. 1 plus 1 equals 2 hundreds. And 4,000 plus 4,000 is 8,000. And since it's a money problem, make sure we have our money sign there. So the 2 games have about $8,200 in money. So at times you're not told which number to round to. When you're not told, you usually round to the greatest place value that both the numbers share. And we'll see that, for example, number 3. So on Tuesday, the White House had 219 visitors. So 219 looks like it'd be an important number. The following day, there were 694 visitors. So 694 is our other important number. About how many people visited the White House in over 2 days? So we're going to estimate 219 plus 694. The greatest place value of each of the numbers is in which place? Well, I look at my number. It looks like both of them have the hundreds place. So hundreds is my greatest place value. So this is what we're going to round to, the hundreds place. So first, I round 219. Check what I have in my hundreds. My tens tells me to stay at 200. For my second number, I have 694. My 90 tells me to round up to 700. Now that I rounded each of those numbers, I have 200 plus 700. Add up my ones, add up my tens, add up my hundreds to get 900. So about 900 people visited the White House over the 2 days. Let's get to the guided practice. So estimate. Round each add-in to the indicated place value. So we're going to round this to my tens. Number 1, we're going to round to the tens. So I have a 1 in my tens for the first number, 2 in my tens for the second number. So my first number rounds to 310. My second number rounds to 30. So now I add them up, starting with my ones, then my tens. 3 plus 1 is 4. And then I have 300s plus no hundreds to give me 300. So this comes to 340. For my second question, I round it to my hundreds place. So I have 300s for my first number, 100 for my second. My first number rounds to 400. My second number rounds to 100. So we have 400 plus 100. Add those up together to get 500. All right, I'll quickly show you what to do on the independent practice, but this is the practice for you to try on your own. So I'm just going to kind of go over the directions. You're going to round each add-in to the indicated place value. So for number 3, you're going to round to your tens. For number 4, to your tens. For number 5, to your hundreds. So just check that for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. For the next problems, you round each add-in to the greatest place value. So they don't tell you what to round to. You round it to the biggest number that you have, the biggest place value, I should say. So do that for 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And then finally, for 15, 16, and 17, you're going to do each problem twice. First, you're going to round the addition problem to your tens, then you're going to round it to your hundreds. So you're going to do each of those problems, rounding it twice, and then adding it up, once to your tens, once to your hundreds. So you'll do 2 problems for each of those problems. And then you do not have to do the back. You have to do 18, 19, 20, or 21. They should already be crossed off, but you do not need to do those. All right, I hope this helps with Lesson 5, Estimate Sums. So remember to round and to do your addition problems. I know you can do this. Try your best. Give it the best shot you have. Bye.